I'd like to welcome everybody to the October 6th Audit of Claims meeting. This evening, we have Ian Correa from Burnham Benefit Advisors to talk about the upcoming health insurance increases. Thank you so much for coming, Ian.
Yes, thank you. What would you like me to keep this within? We have dental as well. I want to.
Yeah, I
want to make sure I'm meeting your.
with the increase that we're looking at right now,
Yeah.
I have taken dental and eye right off the plate.
Okay, all right. Then I will. I'll just stick to the health insurance.
Yep.
No, it is, and I can explain why if you want me to. How do you guys want me to do this? Because there are reasons why we're going up as much as we did. I don't want to give an excuse list from the carriers.
I'd like a couple reasons why,
Okay.
because I'm a little bit ticked off about it,
I
truthfully.
am too. Let me tell you, I get to do this like 80 times in the next 3 months.
I'm so sorry. I can't
nobody
imagine.
is going to be happy this year. So we got a couple things going on. Last year, we were at 4.5%. And as excited as I was last year, there's a part of me, this is my 21st open enrollment, knew what's going to happen. And every year you can pretty much expect 7 to 8%. So we had 4.9, and then we have 11.5. Add them together, divided by 2, and we're right where the carriers expected to be. They took a little last year, and they took a lot more this year. We have a couple things going on. At the federal level, there's been a lot of cuts to Medicaid. There is going to be a big reduction in the subsidies in the exchange, which means there's going to be more uninsured people that are still going to access care and not pay anything into the system. All the carriers know this. They know this is coming. And to offset that, they're asking for higher increases because they know the hospitals, the doctors, the pharmacies are going to want higher reimbursements from our health insurance plans because they're not going to get anything from a bigger population that's uninsured next year. So that's a big part of it right there. They're looking ahead that, hey, the hospitals are going to want more money because they're not going to get it from a bigger uninsured population. On top of that, New York State took it a step further and added a new tax this year called the MCO tax to boost Medicaid funding, since they know they're going to get cut from the federal level. And that's on top of all the taxes that we're already paying. When you put that together, on top of all the mandated benefits that are going to be passed for next year, which we don't have a full list yet, it just keeps getting more and more and more expensive.
What does MCO stand for?
Managed Care Organization Tax. It's been so controversial, there's talk now it could go away in future years. But it's another tax on top of all the taxes. And I have a whole list of them here. If you want, I can give them to you. All the taxes we're paying. When I get a large group renewal over 100 employees, they break out the taxes. I just did that for a group of 110 employees. On 110 employees, it's about $2 million a year they pay in health insurance. They pay $200,000 just in taxes and fees. We don't see it for groups of your size because it's all built into the rate, but we're paying it. There's no doubt about it. So New York State, as much as they say they want to offer affordable health insurance, they continue to pass new taxes on top of the taxes we're already paying, and they continue to pass mandated benefits on top of the mandated benefits we're already including on our plan. And every one of those mandates has a cost to it. So there's a whole list of things on top of that. On top of that, you also have these health networks getting bigger and bigger. Down here is the Mohawk Valley Health Network, and they just have a lot more leverage in terms of negotiating reimbursements from the insurance companies. There's good things to come out of it. We get quicker access to high levels of care, but they also want higher reimbursements, and they're the only game in town. There's not really any independent hospitals, doctors' offices, or if they are, they're very few and far between down here. And as these networks get bigger, they're the only game in town, and they want more reimbursements from the insurance companies. So when you add that together on top of us having a 4.5% increase last year, that's where we get 11.5. I was talking earlier to Mike, when the group's over 100 with Excelis and the other carriers, right out of the gate, it's been about 23-24% we're seeing for increases next year. It's one of those bad years for health insurance, and a lot of it's cuts at the federal level that the carriers are already pricing in to their 2026 rates in anticipation of a bigger uninsured population out there. And they put it all on our shoulders. They just keep pinching us on the commercial side to make up for the people who aren't paying anything but still accessing care. it's an issue and it's not going away. You know, the one thing I'll mention, and I know we've talked about this and I can hand out all the reasons to consider this, but with the changes that are coming, I don't know if this is a year we talk to go into a high deductible plan again with the police union. Let me show you. All right, let me give you.
You know, when you talk all these taxes, who's getting the taxes, the money?
So the state puts them. I'll give you an example. If you look at a medical bill for any type of hospitalization, there's going to be a charge on there called a HCRA, HCRA. That's another tax you pay. Oops, sorry, two. I got a bunch of extras too.
I'll look for Dawn, that's
okay.
Thank you.
So most of the taxes are passed at the state level. Here, let me give you an example. I won't go over this whole agenda, but I put a whole list of these taxes so that you can see. Some of them are federal taxes, some of them are state taxes. This HCRA tax, which is part of healthcare reform, goes to what they call indigent care.
Could I see one of those forms?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Would you like a copy? Sure. If you go to the second page, this one isn't stapled.
You knew I was gonna ask this question, huh?
Well, I have to explain, you know, why we keep getting these big increases, and there is a story behind it. If you go right down here, so taxes and fees. So I'm going to come back to the top one, but New York State HCRA. So that's 9.63% of any inpatient or outpatient claims. That goes to hospitals who they know are going to have people who come in and not pay for any services. They call it indigent care. There's one of the taxes. You have this covered lives assessment. You have this section 333 or 332 assessment. That's the fund, the Department of Financial Services. That's the New York State Insurance Department. They call it the Department of Financial Services. So they're taxing our health plans to fund the employees that work for the insurance department. There's just a premium tax. They just call it a premium tax. This is going to something in New York State. Then you have this PCORI tax that came out of healthcare reform. That's the Patient Centers Outcome Research Institute tax. It's a tax we pay per member per month to study better hospital outcomes. It's supposed to go to this institution and they're going to study how you can have less readmissions for certain ailments, how you get people back on their feet quicker. And then on top of it is the top one, this Managed Care Organization tax, the MCO. And New York State passed this at the state level because they knew Medicaid funding was going to be cut at the federal level. So they offset it with a new tax at the state level that they put right on our plan to help fund Medicaid. So, and this isn't all the taxes, these are the bigger ones. But when you add these all together, this adds a significant part of our premiums. Let me show you one other thing too. And this is the information we don't receive from the carriers because we're under 100 employees. If you go to page, oh shit, I didn't put it in here. Is it not in here? Damn it. I don't have it in here, I'm sorry. It's, and I can email it up. It's a list. So when you're over 100, I get a breakdown of all the prescription drug costs for groups that are over 100 employees. We can see how many employees took these prescriptions. The cost of some of these prescriptions are incredible. And big pharma, as we were talking, is a big part of this. About 40% of our increase each year is prescription drug costs or pharmacy costs. And some of these prescriptions, people are paying $70. And they're $1,000 or $5,000 or $20,000 or $40,000 prescriptions. When you put it all together, and it's only about 20% of our, it's that 80-20 rule. There's about 20% of our population that's insured on the town's plan that's using 80% of the healthcare dollars. There's a lot of people who aren't using hardly any. It's that 80-20 rule, and the ones that are using a lot of it are using very expensive healthcare or taking very expensive prescription drugs. I was helping a gentleman here who takes Jardiance. That's a $1,500 a month diabetes drug. You know, there's no good answer to any of this, but big picture, you have fewer people paying in premiums and everybody using healthcare. Even if you are uninsured, you're still using healthcare at some point and you're just not paying into it. And the question comes up, why even have health insurance if they're not going to deny you, right? You're not going to have the access to some of these centers of excellence if something major happens, but every year it seems like that uninsured population gets bigger, but they're still using healthcare and we're paying for that because they're not paying for it. That's in a nutshell what's happening. Does that make sense to everybody? It's not a good answer. It's an excuse.
Makes sense, but it doesn't.
It does make sense, but it doesn't, exactly. The one good thing to come out of healthcare reform was that individual mandate where everybody had to have health insurance or pay a penalty. I know it wasn't popular. The penalty wasn't large enough to incent people, but everybody has to start paying something in if they're all going to use healthcare. And that's not happening. And who do they tax? You can't take, you can't take blood from a stone, but they come to our private health insurance plans and just keep taxing them, adding mandated benefits, and it just keeps getting more expensive. Are there any questions on that piece of it that I can answer?
No, that helped, thank you.
Couple things I want to mention. If we go to page 2, this isn't anything that's going to offset what we just talked about, but I just want to mention some changes to our plan. So starting next year, we've always had telemedicine as part of our plan. Telemedicine started off with just the sniffles and the Band-Aids, very minor ailments you could call a doctor. Then we started using telemedicine for behavioral health services, so seeing a counselor, seeing a therapist, seeing a psychologist, a psychiatrist. Then last year we started funneling physical therapy visits through telemedicine. Next year we're going to have teledermatology. There's not a lot of dermatologists anywhere in the Adirondack Park, just like there's not a lot of physical therapists. So telemedicine, I feel, is an important part of our plan, especially where we are in a rural area where we don't have access to all of these doctors to help fill some of those voids. So next year, our plan is going to have teledermatology. When we set up the meeting for the employees, I'll make sure I mention there is a wellness program on our plan. We talk about it every year at the employee meeting. The name of it's Thrive Well. You can earn $200 or $400. And then Excelis is adding this other virtual benefit, and you're going to see a lot more of these virtual benefits come around. What's that?
Our whole healthcare is going virtual.
It really is. They're taking advantage of technology as much as they can. When I left this morning,
Why the heck does it cost more then? I mean, don't you, when you do this dermatology, don't they gotta check you?
they absolutely
on the phone.
they absolutely have to check you, and it's not for everything. There's no doubt about it. It's not for everything. It's one of these things where I'm still old school, and I like to go, if I have an ailment, I like to go and actually see a doctor. But more and more of this is being sent through telemedicine. When I left Lake Placid at 10 o'clock this morning, Jeff Burnham, the founding member of our agency, was seeing his doctor in Burlington through a computer screen. You know, it's not going away. It's going to continue to be a part of our plan. But the real cost drivers are what we were just talking about. The uninsured population who's going to go in and use healthcare and not pay for anything, and the mandates and the taxes that the state continues to put on our plan. This is just an added benefit that we now have access to these services. But I would agree with you, Mike. I don't think all of this should be going through.
How they take my blood pressure over the phone.
Yeah. So
it's going up.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And I put a couple more pages here on just what you could be treating with it, but I mention this only because it's a new feature of our plan for next year, and when we do the employee meeting, I'll mention it. Maybe somebody will take advantage of it, but I agree. Some of this you have to do in person. There's no doubt. There's no doubt about it. Now, I have further not so great news too, because not only is our plan going up 11.5, but we also have changes to the copays. I put in red, our specialist copay is going to go from $30 to $40 next year. And our out-of-pocket, which went down for 2025, it was $5,511. It went down to $4,284. It's going back up to $5 and $10 for next year. That's the most you'll ever spend out of pocket when you actually use the plan. Now, we have changes on our other plan. We only have 2 people on that plan. These changes may send them back to our platinum plan. I'm not sure when we do the employee meeting.
Probably.
You know, it very well could. Those are pretty big bump ups on that plan as well. And we had 4 people at one point, and now we're down to 2. But overall, we're at 11.4. The majority of our employees are on that platinum plan at 11.5. Now, this is New York State. This goes through a whole review process. This is what New York State passed. And as much as they cut the increase from whatever it was, 17 or 18% they were asking, you know, this is still a substantial increase for next year. There's no doubt about it. But where I'm going with this is, and I do this every year, if we go to page 8, this is what a majority of the municipalities we work with are doing. And I know hasn't been a fit or had any traction here, and I hand this thing out every year, but I just want to show you, like a year like this where our premiums are going 11%, our out-of-pocket costs are going up. I'm only going to talk concept, right? So your employees are paying a percentage of the premium. And the current premiums I put right here, right? These are what the premiums are going to. They're paying 15%. Some of them are paying a little less, depending on how long they've been here. So why Plan 8 is attractive, and again, there's some roadblocks we got to get through, but if you're paying 12 or 15% of the platinum premiums, if you look at Plan 8, that 12 or 15% is a much smaller number, right? So the employees will pay a lower payroll deduction. We could fund the entire out-of-pocket, $8,500, $17,000 with an HRA. We could have no out-of-pocket costs for the employees. All right? And then the other thing is, depending on how much of the HRA they use, and I know this isn't the best option, but this, for some people, is a better option than what we're doing. If we gave every single $8,500 and every non-single $17,000, they'd have no out-of-pocket cost. If they used 100% of the money we're giving them, the town would save $6,400. They're probably going to be around 70%, which that's in between the 230 and the 120. So probably close to $180,000, $190,000 in potential savings if we're at that 70%. Now, there's a whole educational process, and we have to get it passed by the union, and that's where I've hit a roadblock. But I feel like with our co-pays going up, our out-of-pocket maximum going, I'm willing to take another stab if this is anything the board wants to do. We'd have to do it starting next year for next year's renewal. But I don't know. You know, it's up to you. We have a lot of municipalities that have unions that still have your platinum plan, and they'd rather, you know, pay the higher premium to have platinum coverage. I'll do whatever the town wants to do, but I can tell you, groups either have your current plan or they have number 8. That's pretty much the two plans the 50+ municipalities we work with have. And there's a reason they have those two plans. You know, our reason here is we've never been able to get the union on board. They want to take too much of that savings, which we could run into that again. But I'm willing to explore it if this is something the board wants me to do.
$190,000 savings could add health and eye care to the town.
You know, that's something that we pitch to them. Do we offer that as a deal sweetener? You know, and the town picks up the cost of that.
Yeah, but then we're still paying
Yeah,
we're still a big number.
Yeah.
It was like,
But to that, they're going to
Trying to save money, that's not doing it.
well, it was, it wasn't 190.
No, but it's one of those things where they're still going to ask for something like that in return. And
Right.
you know, is it higher wages? Is it free dental and vision? Is it you know, some other union concession? They're going to want something. They usually want the money, because their union rep's going to know that if we're going to go from a platinum plan to a bronze plan, there's going to be a ton of savings. And their first question is, where is that savings going? For us, it has to go to the HRA to fund that deductible to make this whole thing make sense. And the reason we've never moved forward is they wanted too much of that savings to move forward. So you can do it either way. You know, you can do it the way you're doing it, and I can help you there, or we can do it, try to get this thing passed. It's whatever the town wants to do, whatever they feel the most comfortable with. I work for you guys. You know, I'm an order taker for you.
What's that increase gonna cost us when we pay over $1 million now?
It's right here.
So it's right here.
It'll go from, well, if you go to the first page, because we have the other plan too. Well, not the first page, but page 5. Now, some of this is paid for by the employees, but you're going to go from 1.163,300 to 1.296,435.
It's an increase of 133, 135.
And now some of them will be picked up by the employees at 10 or 15%. They're picking up part of that, but a majority is going to be picked up by the town. And you know, we talked about this whole self-insured municipal consortium this summer that Zach Zuckerman mentioned. That's not going to save money either. Just, you know, what potentially could save money if we can get this thing passed is going to a high deductible and funding it with an HRA. We do it with a lot of our municipalities. The ones we don't, there's only a handful. It's because they have a union, and the union's never been able to get on board with that.
I think that's just a Band-Aid for a year, though.
The HRA?
doing what you're saying?
No, it's not, because, okay, both sides of this, it'll take the employees 2 years to understand their new health plan. There's no doubt about it. There's a whole learning curve. But it's not only the first year there's savings, every year there's savings, because I've never had a municipality hit 100% HRA. Never does all the employees use all the money. Generally, municipalities are around 70%.
Oh, so you kind of roll
Year
it
after
over.
year after year, because every year, these premiums are going up a percent, and these are. But this is a much smaller number. 11% of this plan right here went up 10.4% for January 1st, but it's 10.4% of a much smaller number, where this plan went up 11.5, but these premiums are almost twice as much. So every year as long as we don't use 100% of the HRA, which again, I've never had one group use 100% of the HRA, there will continue to be some savings. Because if we're promising to reimburse all this money and we only use some of it, we have some municipalities that are at 50%. Now you're talking $250,000 in savings. And we don't get any claims data. So the only thing we can do is, when we go into this, we see how much of that HRA is used the first year. And it's usually very close year after year. So if you're 70% year one, you're probably going to be within 5% of 70% year two, year three, year four. And the employees eventually understand that this is how our health insurance works. There's a huge educational component of it, which I have to educate the employees. But to set a realistic expectation, it takes about 2 years for these employees to understand how the new plan works. We can assist with claims. The first step is we got to get the union on board. That's like,
2 unions.
Yep, that's what I mean. But and that's the challenge, right?
And none of this is a this year thing anyways.
It can't be for this year. It'd be. But the other thing is, it takes about 12 months to get the unions on board.
Right.
I would start meetings in like February if we wanted to do this. It always helps to have somebody from the town come with me. I've gone over there in past years and done it myself across the street at the police station. But if there's a board member who's behind this, it means a little more. You don't have to come on. Usually it's the board that's kind of pushing this, but I'm happy to go over there and meet with employees. It's not always it's not a welcoming environment, but they go in a little suspicious why I'm going over there to talk health insurance, because they anticipate some change. It's not going to be in their favor. But for an employee over there, it's going to be lower payroll deductions. If we fund 100% like this, there's no out-of-pocket costs for them. And the town saves as long as the employees don't use all the HRA money. I'm a little more onto this year, because with an 11.5% increase and copay increases, that may be something they want to listen
You
to.
almost have to do something.
Well, they might be more open to listening,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
4.5%, we're going to keep.
Well, nowadays, if you're putting more money in your pocket, it definitely is. You open your eyes.
Yeah, and with other municipalities, that's been a big sell to the union, that, hey, your payroll deductions are going to be cut. That's guaranteed savings. Each pay period, that's guaranteed money that you're not paying towards health insurance. The flip side is we have to explain the plan to them, how it works. And that's where it gets a little crazy, because we'd set it up so that anything that wasn't a prescription, it would go from Excelis to our third-party administrator, AleraPay, and AleraPay would pay the provider directly. Anything that was a prescription, they would have a debit card that they'd be walking around with and swiping at pharmacies. Now, that debit card, many people try to use it for non-prescriptions, and the card shuts off because it's a protection for the town. You don't want to give somebody $8,500 or $17,000 without any checks and balances in place. So the reason why that card shuts off is to protect you and taxpayer money, right? But it becomes a pain for some employees. They accidentally slide a 6-pack of soda or something when they're at the pharmacy on there, and it shuts off. But I'm saying it's not like a pie in the sky idea. We're doing this with a lot of our municipal clients. It's usually the municipal clients that don't have a union. Those are the ones that just say, "Hey, move forward."
Right, so we can make the choice.
Right, and they just go in, be here tomorrow, and start educating everybody. It's harder with the union for sure. It's more of a balancing act, and a lot of times Many municipalities wait till it's the year the contracts open up. We don't have to. You know, it's not something we have to do.
Well, that's our job. We would have to talk to the union presidents and say, hey, you interested? And if it comes back no, then no it is.
Right, and that's usually how it goes right there. Is in some of these unions would rather pay a higher premium just to keep the plan they have. But you have a phenomenal plan. It's one of the richest ones out there. It's just priced at an extremely high rate because it's so rich. That's the flip side of that. And again, I'll do whatever you guys want me to do because I work for you and I can help you with this. But it's you know, it's not a good year. I don't have a lot of good news, unfortunately, this year. And
You never do.
I know. Last 4.5 last year, that was good news.
Last year was bad news, and then it was good news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Right. But I knew also in the back of my mind, I've done this long enough that okay,
You said
let's.
that last year.
I know because
I heard those
I know because I knew
words.
exactly what was coming. It's happened every time there's been a year we've been under that 7 or 8%. They always make it up the next year. But this is everybody. This is nationwide this year. If you read any article, health insurance premiums throughout the country are going up more than they have in a decade for most places in the U.S. And it's for those reasons I just mentioned. And it's not a good answer. It's just it's why it's happening. Unfortunately. The only other thing I'll mention, United Healthcare is back in the area. I'm a little skeptical. They haven't been competitive in a long time. They are competitive at the platinum level this year, but I don't know how long they will be competitive. It's one of those things where MVP's been competitive, even though they haven't all adopted. MVP took a 20% increase for next year. So what we want to try to avoid is ping-ponging back and forth from carrier A to B, coming back to carrier A. I feel like this high deductible would be more of a long-term change if we made it. But I did include United Healthcare in here just so you can see it. But again, I don't know how long they're going to be. They've never been competitive in our area, and then poof, all of a sudden they are. And it's like, how did that happen? And I've asked them that all summer because we've had about 4 different meetings with them, and they haven't had a good answer. So I'm not saying that's the reason why we shouldn't consider it, but I just don't know how long term that's going to be.
You guys have any questions for Ian? I don't.
No,
I think,
it's all explained pretty
I
well.
think you explained that extremely well.
It's a tough subject to explain, and it's a tough subject to deal with year after year, no doubt. What I could do is if you guys want to shoot me some dates, we can set up a date for the employee meeting. I know Dawn probably will want to be part of that. You might just have her email me some dates she's thinking of. I can come down like I do every year, talk to the employees.
Are you looking at November or?
I think November would be the best for 2 reasons. We're closer to January 1st. If we do it too early, they forget what's going to happen for January 1st. I think the last couple of years we've done it right around the middle of November. So
The first week of November, this room's not available, so you'd have to aim for the second 2 weeks or
and I think that
the week of Thanksgiving.
I think that's what we did last year. The last couple of years was like that second week. Hold on, let me just open my.
Well, you're not back to work that day. So if we aim for like the 25th or 26th, or 24th or 25th, that's a Monday or a Tuesday?
Yeah, I see, I'm sorry. I'm thinking.
Let me ask you this: the week of the 17th, that would be out too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no, that's fine. Because I can do it, no problem.
I don't have to be here.
Well, if you can't do it 24th or 25th, we'll have to go the week you're gone.
That's fine.
I can do the 24th or the 25th. I can definitely do. I think Monday's a bad day for a meeting with insurance. That's my
Okay,
only.
then we'll pick the 25th.
The 25th, and I'll take. Anybody wants to go out to lunch? We'll do our normal deal. We can do. We usually do 2 meetings? We do the morning and then grab lunch, and then we do in the afternoon. So, if you want to do that, we can definitely do that.
The room is
Hell yeah, I'm
available.
definitely sitting up for lunch.
Please do. I'm happy to do it.
25th, huh?
Any other
Man,
taxpayers?
November is
want-
like busy.
Oh, that's great, thank you, Ian, that helped out a lot.
Well, we're gonna know who's on the board by then. Anyway.
What should we say? Like 10? I think we did 10:30 last time, and then like 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
So
does that
maybe I'll
work for
be
you,
here, maybe I
10:30?
won't.
Yeah.
So why don't you, if you do 10:30 and like 1:30,
Okay.
I mean, I'm just making up times,
What
Ian, we really
department?
can do anything.
I think it's about 45 minutes.
I had 10.
We can even say like 11 and 1:30 if you want. You want, like, I could, it's up to you guys.
And the meeting's about 45 minutes, you said?
I'd say about 45, that's what they usually are with questions and
So why don't
everything.
we aim for 11 and
1:30?
1:30?
Okay, perfect.
Ian, who's in charge of making the decisions on the 11.5? What department?
So it's the Department of Financial Services. So what happens is this, the first page of this agenda. So every year, because we're under 100,
Right.
the carriers have to submit what they're asking for an increase for next year by April. And they basically, this is a column of what was asked for. On average, 24% is what was asked for. Then from April till September, the Department of Financial Services reviews all these requests, they scrutinize them, and then they issue their final number.
Okay.
They must get it caught.
Well, that's part of the tax that we're paying, that's one of the taxes.
Taxes we're
kidding.
paying now.
One of them is to fund their department, so that's one of them right there.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Yep. All right, so the 25th, it is, I'll add that to my book right here.
Okay,
Not funny.
thank you so much.
Yep, thank you, and, you know, if anybody has questions in the meantime, yeah, and again, at any point, if we wanna have, I'm happy to help, so.
You're on the calendar, and I'll give that to Dawn tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, I hate to say it, usually we don't get all the employees here, but that would be the time to probably at least suggest that, hey, we're talking about it. And you give them out handouts, just, they can look at that crap, right? I mean, it's not gonna mean anything.
It's not gonna mean anything, because the rates will be different next year,
Right.
but, and it's not necessary, it's the, we don't get a lot of the police that come to the employee meeting, it's usually the other employees that
Really?
are here. But I'm happy to do it, you guys just let me know what you want me to do, because I can totally kind of go over at a very high level, you know, the concept that we're talking about.
Scare them away.
Let me back up. There's a gentleman who was, I forget who he was, but anyways, I can do that. Just let me know whenever. I can definitely, you know, bring something down.
Right. Thank you, Ian.
Yeah, no problem.
Before Mike's gonna talk in a minute, but I wanted to tell you guys something. I received this afternoon a notice from Black River Authority about the current dam project. They're waiting for the Attorney General and the New York State Comptroller to approve the contract with Tioga Construction. And in the meantime, there'll be two informational meetings in this room, November 5th, one at 3 and one at 6. And we'll get this out to the public in the morning after I hear from him one more time. But I just thought I'd mention that to you guys, because I know everybody's chomping at the bit to know what's going on with this project.
You know, they let some of the water down, definitely going down. No doubt.
Thank you, Ian.
Yep, good seeing you. Take care.
Nice to see you,
Careful
drive
going.
safe.
Thank you.
Watch for
Been
deer.
going down since the end of June.
Well, but I mean, they didn't have the dam open for quite a while,
Oh,
and
yeah.
all of a sudden it's gone.
Nancy has something to read too.
Yeah, Tommy is not here tonight. New York State Association of Towns is having their inaugural golf tourney with the money going to fund scholarships. The entire New York Association of Towns leadership is going to be there. A great networking opportunity, and Tommy was taking advantage of that. He'll make the board aware of anything he learns. So that's why he is not here tonight. He is off playing golf.
Sounds great. And Kyle's not here because he just got married, so I'll state that.
So what else would he be doing?
I know.
For God's sake.
Right.
Cleaning up the marriage. Okay, Mike, Mike's gonna talk to us about advertising. Thank you so much for coming.
Sure,
Appreciate it.
be fairly easy, it's just my committee and you guys. So what I wanted to do is give a real broad overview of our marketing and publicity department, what we do, how we do it, and to highlight the return on investment, which is about 600%. And I'm being conservative because I'm giving credit to 200% of that ROI. to individual businesses in the area that do their own marketing and promotion. Outside of Water Safari and Mountain Man and the railroad, it's not too many, but I'll give them 200%. And then I'd like to, goes without saying for you all, but I'd really like to get to Tommy and Kyle, that rather than turn this into Marketing 101 and explain all of this stuff, I promised I could do this in 15 minutes. So I'll cruise through, and then I'd really welcome anybody to come over and sit down and go through the details, because I have data. So our marketing principles, first of all, I'm not an expert. I'm an expert in training. I've been doing this for 15 years here, and I have volumes of seminars, webinars, white papers, courses that I've done. I've got 140 some on my computer. Save them all. I don't know all that stuff, but I'm learning all the time, and I know where to find it. So what I'm giving you in this overview, it's not my opinion. This is data that I've accumulated. And what most people need to understand, and I think throughout the community, they never will, they don't want to, but marketing a resort area is very different from marketing an individual business. Some ways it's easier, some ways harder, some ways better by some methods than others, but it's different. And it really comes down to branding. Our businesses, 98% of them, don't worry about a brand. They're worrying about their retail business. A resort, Water Safari, that's a brand. A brand is, very simply, a brand is a symbol or a phrase that elicits an emotion that people can connect to a specific product or a service, like Nike, or in some cases a place. The Big Apple, that's a brand. Pure Michigan is a brand, huge brand in tourism. We are working on a brand. And the only contribution I have, the only thing in this stuff that is mine is Adirondack Base Camp. We started that in 2012, and since then I've had 3 entities, including Roost, wanting to buy it. We don't own it. We've got some equity, some copyright equity, because we've used it for so long. But Roost uses it also for Sacandaga. They just don't get much exposure. In spite of Roost, they can't compete with Big Us. One of the big crossovers, there are two. There are 2 areas of crossover where we do retail business type of marketing. Our trail permit sales and McCall. And after that, we're strictly into resort marketing. One of the big differences is social media marketing. And Facebook is great in its own application. The issue with social media marketing is unless you're buying paid Facebook ads, it's all organic. You're talking to your group. And there is some, what they call inferential marketing advantage, because that's word of mouth, what we used to call word of mouth. So all of those followers talk to other people that they know, so there is a ripple effect there. But for a resort, day-to-day stuff is really good. We use it day to day to put highlights out there, but that doesn't contribute to our brand because we're talking to the people who know us. Most of you have heard me before. We use a Macy's front window approach. We take our high visibility, high burner items, that's what we put out there to draw people here. When they come here, they see everything else that we have, and we rely on individual businesses to put their advertising out locally. That's how they capitalize. I'm like the train. I bring people here, and then I leave it up to the businesses to siphon off their portion of the business. And it's a huge ripple effect when we start marketing, because we focus on areas where we already have a foothold, mostly across the state, but also in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Ohio, Michigan. We go where we are known to some degree, because when we put our advertising there, we can get a big bang for our buck. The people there, some of them have heard of us. Some of them come here, they know us, and when they see that advertising, they go and tell everybody that they know, we go here, I know what this place is. But we don't have the budget to go out there and advertise in Michigan. We're competing with Michigan. So we use that Macy's front window approach. We've got great men's skivvies, but we don't put them up in the front window. We know what they are, so let the people come here and discover them. We identify our markets, and mostly we target demographics. A lot of people have a misconception that all you have to do is put out all the great stuff that you have, and that will attract that market. Well, that's shotgunning, and it will attract some people. But we are then competing with everybody else, especially in the Adirondacks, that has pretty much the same thing. We want to target people the same way. When I went through my interview, my final interview for this job, I was asked, you got 30 seconds at a trade show, what are you going to talk to people about? Easy. What do you like to do? That eliminates all that other stuff. And I know if that person says, we like to hike, fantastic. Because you will see, we've got family hiking, which differentiates us from the High Peaks area. We have long hikes, short hikes, small mountain climbs. And while you're there, you will also see mountain bike trails. You will see water for paddling and boating. So all I need is a foot in the door, and then I can open the conversation, and I'm focusing on what they want, not what we have. I'm at the car dealership and somebody comes in to buy a car. I don't want to throw out everything about every car and truck I've got on the lot. I want to find out, what are you looking for? How do you use it? That's what we do. We target that market and we target the demographics. We do, and in that, when we're targeting that now, when we target that demographic, we really pay attention to how they get their information. We want to use that to steer them to our strengths so that they come to us for information. Most importantly now, we have an admissions gate. We have data verification. I've gone over it with most of you, I think. We know where our people are coming from. We know how many they are. We know where they stop. We know how long they're here. So I can backtrack and target those neighborhoods where we have people just like that, multi-generational families. Pretty simple. Too big brother for me. So through the county and our matching funds, I contract with a firm. That's all they do. And they give us good, scary kind of data. Marketing methods. Social media. We already covered that. But it's broader than that, because the people that we contract with, first of all, we go out on on our website, Macaulay Mountain website, and we contract with Spectrum, with Town Square, Big Frog Radio, Galaxy Media, which is the biggest in the Syracuse market. We let them do the social media. They've got far bigger reach than we do, so we let them put our digital ads on their social media marketing. And all of those now with the broadcast media, whether it's radio or TV, the people have to listen or watch our ad, or both of them hopefully. They watch our ad before they get streaming on that site for news or whatever they want. For music, they have to go through a 15 or 30 second, most of ours are 15 second, because that's attention span, my attention span. So they listen to that first, and they can't opt out of that. All of the broadcast media that we use also has a data verification component to it. They tell me how many people are clicking on, how long they're watching our video, how long they're listening to our ad, and we use that with our data, with our visitor data, to target those markets or to eliminate that advertising agency. If they don't produce, we don't need them. We dropped a few of them. The digital stuff ties right in with that. Print media and display advertising. A lot of folks, this has been going on for years, say print is dead. Well, the newspaper and magazine market from 2023 to 2024, it went from 204 billion to 210 billion. That's US. It's projected to reach 231 billion by 2028. What's changed is all of the newspapers and magazines now have a digital component. What's really important for us is that for branding, those display ads, because of their size and the content, that's really important for our branding. All of those sites for the magazines, Adirondack Life, Adirondack Explorer, Local 80K, they've got a digital component. They have more digital subscribers than they do print subscribers. It cuts down their printing costs, but more importantly, those folks go to that digital side because they're used to getting their information like that. They get the whole magazine. What benefits us most is when they're doing that on a home or office computer where they get a full screen. Because display advertising, it's really tough to get that across and get the impact on a small screen, even a tablet. But these people are making it work. So we go with those outlets that have the best performance. Print's not dead, it's changed. We do travel shows and display booths, partnership and co-op initiatives, not only with the CAA, Water Safari, NISA, Mountain Man, Hamlet's the Hutch, the Strand, Adirondack Scenic Railroad, and a few others. It's not print advertising or social media marketing. It's not broadcast advertising or print advertising. It's the whole package. It's how we divvy up our assets to get the most return from each one of those vehicles. That's all I know about advertising right there. 2% is shot. So I would ask you, anytime you want to go down the rabbit hole and dig into this data, it's scary good stuff. And this is how we make decisions. And if it wasn't for those ladies over there doing the day-to-day stuff and backing me up, this whole address would be about 3 minutes long because I couldn't do any of it. Pretty close, huh?
Good job.
Oh, that was a good job. I didn't realize about digital display advertising,
Well,
how all that worked.
it's huge.
But
It's
it-
huge.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay,
Questions for Mike? Thank you very much.
thanks, guys.
Have a great night, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Never really thought about when you put the stuff in the magazine that people are looking at it digitally. I wasn't really thinking that.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking of that either.
I still look at both.
It's good.
Well, it's going both ways because the younger generation is all on their computers or tablets. You know, they still want to read that stuff and see it. And the old generation is still.
No, because we kept saying, why are we putting shit on magazines? Nobody looks at them anymore. Well,
They,
that's the reason.
I mean, the older generation still has the hard copy. The younger generation's looking at it.
Does
on
the Internet
screen.
Express have, can you look at that on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
digital, yeah,
Yep,
There isn't
everything's
much that
digital.
isn't digital. Yeah.
very much so.
Oh, that's
I
good.
knew it was there, I just didn't realize how many you were using it actually. I like paper.
Yeah.
You know, the placement advertising, I always said, don't get rid of that. Answer those questions on the placemats.
I know, really.
Oh, you mean a waltz?
Yeah, or the pancake house, any of those.
Pancake House has it too.
I see the older crowd doing that all the time and showing the younger crowd what it is. Are you done, Ben?
I'm waiting for Mike.
Well, you whipped through those? Damn, dude. I didn't get them all.
But
We have
Well, can we,
switch. Doesn't have enough signatures. Let me see, Gordon. Right, and you need to sign the street lighting.
Oh, I didn't sign that one?
no, you didn't sign the street lighting one.
But she made it out, she would have signed it. Okay, I'll fix that.
I should have signed it, I made it out.
so I did see a lot of pickleball crap. What is Hannah's,
We have pickleball tournaments.
Yeah.
right, but has she got money for all that
Yes.
stuff?
She's in her budget.
Okay. Not against pickleball,
She
I'm
had
just asking the
tournaments, so she
question
took
about
money in
money.
for the tournament fee and then put it back into the
I will stay up.
tournament stuff.
I feel
Pickleball's
like it's very.
Huge.
It's like I say, I'm not against pickleball,
Yeah,
just there's a lot of money
Last weekend,
spent.
she had one last weekend, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they were out there. It was
Yeah,
great.
it's- well, this then has all the trophies, and that's why I'm asking, there's
Yeah.
a million.
Yeah.
So why
Not
don't
this
you
past weekend.
bring up the conversation we just had about Ramona Point?
Is that
At least
so?
Ben can-
It's a legal thing.
Oh, we can't?
No, executive session only.
Oh, shit, jeez.
Nope, nope, nope.
What, are you gonna do that Tuesday night then?
You are good sport.
And you can't really do the zoning review either.
Sounds like somebody came in, didn't it?
Some like snow came off here, but I know. It's like a little.
I thought we got new pumps. Didn't we get new pumps?
Or
You want anything?
No, I don't know what's going on.
well, I think this, but it was the secondary pumps that are
Oh, this
they're
year.
rebuilding,
Something going on.
and not
I know, and
we
that-
got new primary pumps.
Got some of this stuff here, stuff.
I think.
Wanda down?
Damn, definitely wanna ask about that.
Back to Wanda.
What? That deal there with the pumps, I thought I don't know what that, I think, call
You just-
Kevin on that.
Did you just sign it?
What is that? Is that for?
Well, if it's been done, we gotta pay it.
They reconditioned the motor on the hollow shaft electric motor.
Yeah, but I thought we got new pumps, that's why I
Not
was
at all.
asking.
No, this is on a this is, we have pumps.
I'll ask Kevin.
Let me see that again.
not the pumps we bought. Those are the-
It's not the pumps we bought. That's what I'm trying to say, and I can't get my words out.
Take a breath,
It's a different.
I'm breathing.
take a breath.
It's a different
I'm
pump.
just asking questions.
No, I know, you should ask questions. It's a different pump. I can't get the words out.
It's the secondary pumps, right? Those ones that were the ones that we,
Reconditioned some pumps, and then the new,
the primary pumps were new pumps.
yes.
Right.
The secondary pumps were rebuilt. They said we can rebuild them and not have to. But we did get
So
new, there's new controls for them.
something was brought to my attention the other day. Someone said to me, you might want to start thinking about, the EPA comes in and says you can't take any water out of Great Lake because the water level's too low. What are you going to do about Macaulay? And I said, probably nothing. What else could you do? Where would you get water from if you're not allowed to take it out of the lake?
So we get some rain.
Pretty common sense.
Right, we need Mother Nature to
Mother
supply us
Nature
with that
has to come.
So you go back to the old fashioned way.
Right, waiting for snow.
How far down is Great Lake? I haven't even looked at it.
Well, Linda Cohen said it's not bad, but if EPA comes in and says yes, it is,
And it didn't look bad.
it doesn't look bad.
Compared to some of the places you see.
But they
Well, we aren't taking any water out of it either, right now.
not right now.
Not
But
right now, but we
It
are.
makes.
We will,
In a month you will. I
right.
hope in a month you will.
Yeah.
if we get some rain before then,
I'm gonna
I like
guess,
summer and all, but I like fall. Wish it was just.
I'll be right back. There's something going on.
Got all my sweaters out, put stuff away, maybe.
what was the call, Nancy, did you hear?
Something at Searing's house.
Oh,
She's gonna go check it out. She's got a phone call from it.
Thank you.
She'll have to check it out.
he's gone, oh, Ben, sorry, this is a lot of,
You're good.
this is a
Could you
big
go
pile.
fast, please?
Usually I'm way ahead, but I was listening today.
It's good to listen.
Yeah.
These are all normal stuff that we do. Oh, yeah.
Which pile? Which pile?
This is a big ass pile, that's all I gotta say.
It's usually a single pile. That's got switch in it. That's the one I need that pile
Yeah,
left.
that does have, yes.
I gotta pull that bill up.
This one has that.
Oh, I didn't do this one either. These just found.
Now we're on the same page now.
You can go, check out.
I'm like, I have to leave in like half an hour at the very least. Almost.
And when you come across switch, will you pull it out? Cause it should be in that pile you're in.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Always tries to convince
We can't pay it because there's not enough
It
signatures.
never works.
Am I the only one that's paying for the pizza for the highway meeting?
Boy, is it hot in here.
They had
What, I missed one?
oh, he didn't sign it.
Pizza for the.
I don't know what it was for.
Oh, well, want me to sign it?
I mean, you don't have to, but.
Did I miss that?
Yeah, that one, you missed that one.
Oh, good, good.
Jeez. I didn't miss it on purpose.
Right now?
Yeah, no, earlier. And then the siren goes off and then the phone.
Coincidental.
Coincidental?
Oh, it wasn't looking to do it soon.
No.
Well, that's good.
Don't forget Monday, not Monday. Wednesday morning, 8 o'clock, we're here.
Yup.
Yep. And Thursday. Is everybody gonna be here?
Budgeting 101.
Well, we know one increase.
He's right though, he said it usually averages out 78%. When you add those two together, it is 78%.
Yeah.
I wish they hadn't done that. I wish they'd done 7 to 8 and 7 to 8 instead of.
Every year, be consistent.
Be consistent instead of doing this. This hurts.
Well, it makes
And
it
the
tough for
taxes are-
budgeting.
We're gonna tax you to run our department.
We've gotten out of control, people put them on everything now.
We're gonna tax you because we wanna pay our people.
I know, we still keep getting the same response, well, everybody's getting it, well, that's not really a great answer.
Good stamp.
Yeah.
No,
I'm joking, I'm joking.
That'd be nice.
Be our,
My pen exploded when I was writing.
I don't care.
Do you want me to give you the switch energy?
don't worry, if you win the election, you're gonna be sitting the same thing doing this crap.
I can sign my name.
Get ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull this out, cause she's not gonna approve it, so I gotta get.
Very important.
We're not gonna pay it until next month.
So I always ask questions, huh, Bonnie?
I'm having a hard time renewing that when there's,
Are there credit card machines at the?
we're paying more to have it. In the winter, they're getting plowed in. One of them doesn't work. They tell us we have to fix it. What kind of a contract is this we got ourselves into? I didn't do that, by the way. That was here when I came in.
Is that the switch?
Yeah.
So I have that, and we make money on it. We don't lose money on it. You can change the amount you charge per kilowatt hour,
Yeah, we know that.
and that can solve that.
So the one at Macaulay hasn't worked because, for whatever,
Doesn't.
and they won't come take
It's
it.
not in the right
They told
spot.
us
anyway.
Can we,
Well, we,
can we pull the one out? Can we
None of
just
us know
pull the
anything
one at
about
Macaulay?
car chargers. What?
Can we just pull the one at Macaulay?
You can pull it and move it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know how you do that. You have to have the
Why
company.
doesn't it work up there?
There's a problem with the internet.
That's
And of course,
true.
location isn't cool. In the winter, it does.
None of our locations are cool. None of them.
Bathrooms, the
Do
bathroom.
they charge
No,
Tesla
we plow it
cars?
in every winter. We plow it in, so they can't even use them.
Well,
So
that's shame on us. It's nothing to do with the switch company. That's shame on town of Webb.
I messed ours up for a little while with our geothermals for a good hunk of the summer. Yeah, it just
I
wears
guys
the
like
drill.
that geothermal. We put it in my house.
Can they all charge all cars or all electric cars?
I thought Teslas had to go to Teslas now.
I thought so too, that's why I'm asking that
They have an
question.
adapter now.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
they can just, you know, like, it's like Mac PC.
Yeah.
They have an
I
adapter.
have an adapter. Did not know that.
It's a big thing during 90-miler weekend, and leaf peeping season is a big one.
Is it okay?
Your seniors, eco tourist seniors.
I just think we need to have a better plan in place.
Also, I will tell you, I was tough with the contract, like, when they told me the increases, I was like, no. And they gave me a year of grace, like, they did help me.
Do you know?
So what do we have? We have Macaulay, there,
Bathrooms.
bathrooms.
And the place that was originally picked before we all came on board, or us, he was on board, was over here in front of the bank.
So where that parking is right over here across, yeah. That was where it was
We put
originally
him
gonna be
there, it
set
would
up.
eliminate two problems at once. Overnight parking, trailer
You got
parking.
them Eagle Bay too, right?
Yeah, there's one you do.
At the information building there.
Mhm.
Tourist.
Mhm.
That one gets decent usage, I think, right, better.
No, no, you go back, yeah.
Moving there.
It's just location.
Yeah, then you get moved over here, where they should have been to begin with.
Yeah.
So who's gonna call this company and tell them to move them and,
That's your job.
let me see, I'm not running it, I'm just looking, I knew you were gonna say that. And he's gonna go, yeah, no, you guys can move them, okay.
So you only wanna move the ones, you have two you wanna move. I would keep the ones at the public restroom. You wanna move the one from Macaulay down, so only move one. Or maybe one of the ones at the restroom, but I would leave the Eagle Bay one.
Yeah, I would leave the Eagle Bay one. I would take the ones out of the public restroom.
Would you? Okay.
Well, the problem is
Just
too many
because
people, there's too many people parking there for going to Tony Harper's and going around and
And so
not
they can't
using.
even get to the switch. When you go in there, it's packed. I don't think anybody's hooked up to that thing.
I mean, they'd be better off there, or
You
better
can
off
see where I am with,
at North Street too.
There's analytics, just like Michael was talking about
Yes.
for the websites. You can check your usage on all of those. You can
Yeah.
check
Yeah,
your
we have.
times.
we have,
And they'll tell you if they're in a good location or not.
Yeah, you'll know. I mean, you just compare it to
Jesus.
Molly now.
Freaking Newtown Road needed a little bit of work, huh?
I made a note here.
it's a 2018, so
I know.
I had to look at the year. I was thinking it was an older one.
That's the old car, older car.
Older. That's why we get new ones, so we don't have those big
5,000
repair bills. In our salty roads. Uh-oh, Ben.
What's that? Oh. Don't know who's that.
All right, Nance, we're getting there.
Oh, I'm still behind now.
Yep, no, Chief, would you hurry up, Ben? Usually I come in a little early. Today was just one of those days. I've been behind by the days.
What'd you do to your hand?
I've been behind.
Well, this was a utility knife, good cut. And that, I don't know what that was.
So he's the one.
We painted our whole apartment building. Taping up all the freaking windows and sprayed it, man. Have this sprayer, it works so freaking good. Just,
Yup.
oh my God.
Spraying is where it's at.
Oh my God, it's awesome.
We tried to get
I bought a sprayer for my fence. I haven't used it yet.
Like a Wagner sprayer? Yeah, I have a little Wagner sprayer that works very well, but this thing is, it's awesome.
I know,
It
everybody does.
puts out some paint like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, I've got a commercial sprayer. It's pretty nice.
We did
It sucked up about 20 gallons of stain in a hurry.
How much is a gallon of stain?
A lot. It was,
In town, it's 60 some bucks.
last month they had $10 off a gallon if you bought 4. So it was, if you bought a case of 4, so it's $40 off, which was a good deal.
It is.
Cause I called around for paint and actually I could get it at Ace the cheapest. The only thing is you couldn't get a 5-gallon pail, you had to get 1 gallon, which when I took all the gallons and dumped the little bit left in the bottom of each one, I ended up with almost a full gallon,
Tim,
Yeah.
cause you can't dump it all out.
he's working at the grocery store now. Just for.
So you're gonna start putting signs up on it?
Yeah, they're up. Some of them.
Alright,
Yeah, some went up.
I'm gonna put some more up tomorrow morning, I guess. Cause less than a month now.
Well, okay. Look at that, I burned myself.
A good one too.
Trying to use a curling iron.
I'm done.
Okay, good.
Trying to use a curling iron that I don't know how to use.
Oh, we wanna
It didn't work.
stay.
You should have heard me, Kyle. I'm in the hotel room with a curling
I'd
iron.
like to be excused now.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for
Where's Ron
coming.
Reed? He usually,
Yeah, he never comes to.
not to this one?
No,
No.
usually just Ray and Audrey.
So I burned the crap. You use a curling iron?